Hi everyone, let's talk about Trails of Tucana, which is another flip and fill route building, route drawing game from the designers of Doodle City and Avenue. I still haven't played Doodle City. Anyway, Avenue was a favourite of ours the year that it came out. It was 3 years ago now at Essen, and it got kind of enhanced and imbued with a different theme, with the Kodama theme in Kokoro was the dry wipe deluxe version of that game. Absolutely loved Avenue. You can go and watch my playthrough. You can play along with my Avenue playthrough from back then. Trails of Tucana does, it's a similar concept. You are drawing a map, you're drawing lines on that map, but rather than drawing particular shapes based on what's been flipped, everybody is drawing a line between two hexes based on the terrain that's come out. So desert to forest, mountain to water, things like that. And a difference here as well is that you are trying to connect up the villages. You're trying to be the first to do that for bonus points, and you are getting quite big points at the end for linking up your villages, whether you're first to do it or not. And you are also trying to link up these sites, which cumulatively give you points. There are 2 rounds in the standard version of the game. You'll go through the deck twice, and at the end of each of those rounds, you score everything that you've had in your sites, all your sites that you have circled. And so you want to try and race to do that as much as possible. But yeah, the bonus points from the villages do come into play. Your particular arrangement, everyone's got a slightly different layout in where their villages are. And so you might have a particular situation where 2 villages are really close for you, so maybe you really need to shoot for that because it's going to be quite easy for you to do. And the really, really far apart ones you maybe ignore, especially if you see that someone is going for that and maybe going to reap the benefits of the reward before you. You also get a bonus path as well when you've done the second site of a particular type. And so that's something that has been intriguing me through our plays, where you really want to race to those sites as much as possible because you want to get as many done before the first scoring as you can, so you'll get the most points, and then you'll get those points again in the second scoring, and you'll get all the bonus things, so you'll probably be able to link up more sites with all of the bonus paths. But then, I keep trying to do this unsuccessfully, but I feel that it's possible that if you left those sites until later, you are foregoing points in doing that, so yeah, you're going to have to be very good when you do come to score them. But later on, those bonus paths are going to be so much more important because that's when you can kind of see, in the last few turns of the game in particular, all throughout the second go through the deck, you can see your time running out. You can see where you have kind of left yourself stuck with maybe unlikely combinations that have come out, or something you thought was going to be really common that just won't come out of the deck. They just keep coming out in different configurations. And those bonus paths are going to be even more valuable as it comes to the end of the game. And you see that you are just what it constantly happens, that you were just one space away from linking up this amazing thing that would have won you the game, but you just didn't. But if you'd left the bonus paths until later, when you really knew what you needed them for, I think that can be a really important thing of it. I think that, yeah, it's definitely different enough from Avenue that it stands up on its own. It is, a similar kind of game that everyone is, the bingo style of game, that something is basically called out and everyone is doing their own thing. I like that it's got the little extras as well of the red scoring cards where you can shoot for the types as well. And I haven't tried it yet, but I would like to try the grand version where you are going through 3 rounds of the game on a much bigger map and you need to get 3 of each site in there. I like that all of this is just built into the it's right there in the box with a ton of pads. It comes with pencils and things. Some roll and write games don't even bother. It's not a roll and write though, it's a flip and fill, isn't it? I'll say that the core hook of Avenue, where the thing that's always sticks with me, I do like you're doing a similar thing. You're linking up certain villages. You don't know which ones are going to score round by round in Avenue. But the real hook that I think keeps Avenue above it for me is the idea that each round in Avenue, you need to score more points than you did in the previous round, or you score nothing for that round, and then it kind of resets and goes easier on you. So you have to, even if you've come up with these brilliant combinations and you've got lucky with the draws and everything, you don't want to be too good in the early rounds. You want to hold yourself back a little bit so that you don't find yourself scoring nothing. I think that is such a good element that I would still rate Avenue higher, but I still really, really enjoy Trails of Tucana. And hopefully from the playthrough, you see that as well. Hopefully you played along. And what did you score? Surely you beat both of us. And if you go back to the Avenue playthrough, surely you can beat both of us there as well. Anyway, I'm going now. Bye.